Hey everyone, RogueGold here, and today I want to bring a little bit of light into this very dark week. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it was confirmed by Ubisoft the other day that Tom Clancy's The Division Heartland, the long-awaited upcoming free-to-play spin-off, has been cancelled. I'm sure most of you are sick of hearing this by now, but in case you missed the news, I will leave a link to the video I made down in the description so you can check it out. However, in light of that, I have gotten many comments and questions from people saying, does this kind of spell doom for some of the Division's other plans, whether we're talking about The Division 2 Year 6 and the upcoming Brooklyn DLC, The Division Resurgence, the other upcoming spin-off we have, or most importantly for a lot of people, The Division 3. Fortunately, I'm here to tell you that we do have some positive reassurances and affirmation that each of those three categories all seem to be safe and on track. And so, in this video, I just want to go over each of those, back that up with evidence, and let you know what we're looking at moving forward. But if you enjoyed this video and you want to stay in the loop on everything Division, whether it's good news, bad news, somewhere in between, then be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. I will be sure to let you know the latest. But without further ado, let's go. Alright, and let us begin with The Division 2, as I believe that is the most current and relevant project that many people are worried about. And what I think has compounded some of this concern is the fact that people were already a bit skeptical of The Division 2's Year 6 plans prior to this news about The Division Heartland. And that's because we've seen the team at Massive take a very odd approach to marketing this coming update, which is slated for less than a month from now. In that, aside from the one PTS phase that we had a few weeks back, we have heard radio silence about what kind of features are coming up with Year 6 Season 1, what kind of story there's going to be. We still don't know the title of the new season, so things have seemed a bit odd already. We were waiting for news, and now with the cancellation of The Division Heartland, people are saying, oh, this is bad. Fortunately, that seems to not be the case. In the very same earnings call that they announced this cancellation for The Division Heartland, they also announced the release window for The Division 2's Year 6 Season 1. I'll put the picture up on screen here. This is the quarterly release calendar that they put in each of these earnings calls, talking about the upcoming releases across the company. This specific one was from April through June of 2024, so we're already more than halfway through that window, given we're in mid-May. And if you look right near the middle there, you will see The Division 2 Year 6 Season 1. Now, this still does not give us an idea about what the season is going to be called. I have a feeling they're saving that for the 11th hour. But this does align and reinforce with everything that we thought we knew about the release of this new content. The current in-game calendar sets Year 5 Season 3 to end on the early hours of June 11th, and that would then mean that Year 6 Season 1 kicks in right after, and this all confirms that. And for further confirmation, if we skip on over to Twitter, we then have some comments made by Palle Hofstein. Now, if you don't know Palle, he is one of the top 2 or 3 people, I would say, on the Division team. He's the lead art producer over at Massive, has a lot of influence and sway within the Division 2's development, and he came in extremely clutch this week with some words of affirmation for these upcoming plans for the Division in the wake of Heartland's cancellation. This is back on May 15th. This is the day that we learned about Heartland's cancellation. He put out a tweet saying, "I know." Then Amanda responded and said, "Please tell me Division 3 is still a go and more content for Division 2. And like the absolute goat that he is, Palle responded and said yes and yes. Now that alone gave me a lot of reassurance, a lot of confidence, specifically because somebody like Palle, who is in that position of power, came out and said those things. It was very reassuring, and I responded as much, saying, "You're a saint, Palle." I was just very fortunate that he decided to go in and say that. Like I said, gave me a lot of confidence. And he put out another tweet yesterday that is not really as important, but I wanted to show it anyway. He said, "Over 25 years as a pro game dev, and everything I've worked on has shipped. Every game, DLC, update, not sure if I'm some sort of lucky charm or just enough of a tenacious asshole that I find a way, see my name on a project, it will ship." Now, I don't know specifically what prompted him to tweet this, but I responded saying a much needed Thursday Palle tweet because, again, it's just some words of reassurance that these things that we have already announced for the Division 2, they're on track, they're still working on it, it's going to release. As for what future plans may have shifted in the wake of Heartland's cancellation, we really don't know at this point, but as far as Year 6 content, the stuff that we know is coming and that we're looking forward to, I would personally not worry at all about it. I think we're in the clear. Shifting focus to the Division 3, though, his previous tweet that we covered also says that yes, Division 3 is still a lock, it's still a go. Now, of course, the reality with game development and anything within the world of business is that things can change at any moment. Even if the Division 3 is still a go right now, and they are still planning on shifting focus to that after Star Wars Outlaws releases later this year, there's nothing saying that it couldn't get canceled 3 months later, a year later, 2 years later. But what I think we have to remember is that that is always a possibility, and really the only reason people's mind is going there is because of what we saw happen with the Division Heartland, and that is unfortunate, absolutely, but cancellation is always a reality. That said, personally, I do not have a lot of fear about the Division 3 making it to market. I think it absolutely will. If you're going to directly compare it to the Division Heartland, I would put a good amount of money on the fact that Ubisoft sees a lot more financial viability in something like a Division 3 compared to a spin-off project like the Division Heartland. The Division 1 and 2 both sold extremely well. That is the kinds of things that Ubisoft are trying to get these days, are properties and projects that they have a certain amount of guarantee guarantee on that it's going to make the money back. And I think compared to a lot of the things that they are attempting right now within the company, the Division 3 is one of the more relatively safe options they can go towards. Now, that gives us no guarantee in the quality of the final product. We'll have to be the judge of that in a few years' time, but I think as far as them doing it, I'm pretty confident that they will. And as Pele says, at least for right now, that is the plan. The Division 3 is still a lock. Let's lastly then talk about the Division Resurgence. This is the upcoming other spin-off title that we have in the works for mobile. This was the big one that I saw a lot of people saying that they are pretty confident is going to get canceled at least sometime in the future after we heard about what happened to Heartland. Once again, fortunately, it seems like that is not going to be the case. In the very same earnings report that again they announced Heartland's cancellation in, they put a big focus on the Division Resurgence for their upcoming fiscal year. If we take a look at this first page right here, it says they have a strong 2024-25 lineup that includes Assassin's Creed Shadows, Rainbow Six Mobile, Star Wars Outlaws, The Division Resurgence, and X Defiant. They then say Ubisoft Forward will take place on June 10th and provide updates on these upcoming releases. And that is just one reference in this entire article that they posted, the entire report I should say, mentioning The Division Resurgence. I think they see it as one of their very big releases that they are pretty confident in for the fiscal year to 24 and 25. And on this slide right here, again, you can see that they have two core verticals. They talk about two main pillars that they're kind of building towards. That is the open world adventure style of games. It is very interesting, by the way, that they put the Division brand in this category and not as the games as a service native experiences. I'm not sure if this speaks to some kind of like philosophy that they want to have moving forward for projects like the Division 3 or maybe the Brooklyn DLC for the Division 2, but I did just think it was interesting that they put the Division brand here alongside Assassin's Creed, Ghost Recon, Star Wars Outlaws, just interesting there. But as you'll see over here under games as a service native experiences, you have the likes of X Defiant, Rainbow Six Mobile, and of course the Division Resurgence. And if we scroll down here just a little more, they then talk again about their strong fiscal year 25 lineup, and on the premium side that includes Star Wars Outlaws and Assassin's Creed Shadows, and under free to play they have Rainbow Six Mobile, The Division Resurgence, and X Defiant. So even though as of right now we don't have a definitive release date for The Division Resurgence, they have talked about how it is going to release by the end of the calendar year, and I fully expect that to happen. I think they see a lot more viability and potential in bringing The Division to the mobile platforms, especially considering the kind of monetization that they can get there. And if I had to guess, I would think they see a lot more staying power in the potential of the Division Resurgence and the kind of markets that unlocks for them compared to what maybe the Division Heartland could have done under the best of circumstances. But there you have it, my friends. That is a breakdown of each of the Division franchise's other upcoming game projects and how for now they each look to be fully and completely safe. I fully understand that right now a lot of people are on edge. They're very concerned about the future of the Division after the Heartland cancellation. I totally get it. I'm on the same boat where I would really like to get some more answers and clarity on what exactly led Ubisoft to that decision. However, panic is never the answer, so I am glad that we have some of these reassurances, whether it's from Pele's comments or in the official report, about how these other projects and things that we're looking forward to are still on the way. Whatever your thoughts are on anything that we covered in this video, I would love to hear it down in the comments below. Whether it is what's coming for the Division 2 in year 6, whether it is the Division Resurgence, or the potential of the Division 3 down the line, how do you see their chances faring under this new reality when we have stuff like the Division Heartland that can be worked on for so long and then just canceled out of nowhere? Do you think that they are going to release just fine? Whatever your thoughts are, I would love to hear them down below. That is going to do it for me today, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. RogueGold. Out.